box. You should never be able to buy a gun because we say that you could go crazy, or you might do something stupid, or you might become violent. Now, earlier today, a lot of conservatives out there saying that Donald Trump betrayed his entire base, calling for gun control in this country without due process. And this is something that every Second Amendment advocate and conservative should be very concerned about this comment. Does it mean that I don't support the president? No. Does it mean that I don't think the president had some great things to say today on guns and, for example, getting rid of gun-free zones? I give him credit for that. But this comment that he made today is very concerning. If you missed it earlier, Mike Pence first, and then listen to what the president says.
And I think you meeting with governors earlier this week individually and as a group, we spoke about states taking steps, but the focus is to literally give families and give local law enforcement additional tools if an individual is reported to be a potential danger to themselves or others. Allow due process, so no one's rights are trampled, but the ability to go to court, obtain an order, and then collect not only the firearms, but any weapons in a possession.
Or might take the firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system, because a lot of times by the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedures. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida. He had a lot of firearms, they stole everything. To go to court would have taken a long time, so you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
Take the guns first and then go through due process second? I cannot get behind that. I just can't. 1-877-381-3811, 1-877-381-3811. There was something else that happened this meeting earlier today as well. I want to play this because there's a comment that was made here, and the president then turns to Dianne Feinstein and says, take your bill, which her bill is extreme gun control, and throw it into this other bill and let's get it done. Listen to the president. And Dianne Feinstein's face was lit up like she'd won the lottery. Here it is.
And so just doing something on this background check issue and using that as a base, and then I would like to add some of these other things we've talked about, I think would make a major difference.
So if you could add that to this bill, that would be great. And if you could add what you have also, and I think you can, into the bill.
Yeah, Joe, are you ready?
Can you do that? Joe, can you do that? Can you add? No, exactly. Agree with you.
How do you help?
Well, no, also, but can you add what Amy and what Diane have? Can we add to this? And I know you can add what you
I
have.
have another bundle that's very narrow, and it's about dating partners, and a number of states have just enacted it.
We're going to get it passed. We're going to get it passed. If you can add domestic violence, paragraphs, pages into this bill, I'm all for it. I think it's terrific if you can do it. It can be done. That can be done too. Yes.
I do not want Dianne Feinstein's massive gun control legislation put in any bill, Mr. President. This is extremely concerning to me. Telling me that I lose due process if the state ever comes in and decides that they think I'm mentally incapable to own a weapon, they can take my guns first, and then I have to go fight the federal government to get my right back to carry a gun? No, I'm not okay with that. That's not due process. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. This idea that we should look to Dianne Feinstein to throw her legislation in a bill and I'm supposed to discuss it or support it, I'm also not okay with that. This is something that every single conservative should be sounding off on tonight on social media, saying, Mr. President, with all due respect, what you said today at the White House, this is not okay. We did not elect you to agree to put Dianne Feinstein's extreme gun control measures in a bill. We did not elect you to take away our guns before we have due process if I have mental issues just because the government says I can do it. 1-877-381-3811. Let's get to your phone calls. I'll go to Jenny. Welcome. You're on the Mark Levin Show. Ben Ferguson filling in tonight. Go ahead.
Well, I've been stewing on the media's obsession with gun control.
I've been a stay-at-home mom for 22 years. My son was an NRA youth shooting sports ambassador. I completely support the Second Amendment. And I just want to say, why in the world would we ask men of 18 years of age to register with selective services in which if called to duty, they will be armed with a gun and told to protect our country and not allow them to legally own a firearm? If you're man enough to fight for this country, then you're damn well man enough to own a firearm at 18. This is insanity.
Let me tell you what the other side is saying, because I've had this debate on TV now probably 5 times in the last 2 weeks. And hear me out, because this is where I say we should be open to having this conversation. The difference between a random 18-year-old going in and buying a gun, okay, and an 18-year-old in the military is, first of all, in the military we go through an extensive background check and even a mental screening. We then give you a gun and train you with a gun, and we don't just throw you an 16 or an M4 and say, have at it. We train you how to use the gun. We train you how to break down the gun. We train you how to take it apart and clean it and put it back together. We train you how to shoot the gun at short range, mid-range, long range. Then you have to qualify with minimum requirements before we allow you to carry the gun. There is a difference in that scenario between that and a dumb A kid that might be smoking weed going in and buying an AR-15 at 18 years old. Now,
I agree with you on that.
Now, let me say this, though. Here's the problem with the logic there. And I'm giving you the other side. I don't agree with that point. I'm just saying I think we should be respectful of it at least. And here is my rebuttal to that, okay? My rebuttal to that, Jenny, is this. Not every 18-year-old is a dumb A, and not every 18-year-old is getting drunk or smoking weed. Not every 18-year-old people should be afraid of. I was a very responsible 18-year-old. I knew a lot of people that were very responsible. I also knew a lot of dumb A's, right? I knew some people that shouldn't be able to buy a gun at 35, in my opinion, because they're idiots. But I should not have my rights taken away because there are some people that are stupid or incompetent. And the Second Amendment is something that is not negotiable. It was never, ever meant to be negotiated. When I'm 18 years old, I should have the right to protect and defend not only myself, but my family. I am charged with crimes as an adult at 18. So if you're going to charge me with crimes, expect me to pay taxes, and expect me to be an adult, and you treat me like an adult, then don't tell me I'm a junior adult. I'm either an adult or I'm not an adult. There's no in between there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Another thing that I'd like to bring up is the media is not mentioning the video game industry. Or trying to regulate.
Of course not, but right. I mean, look, you can't tell me that the graphic assaulting video game industry is not having an impact on these kids' lives. You can't tell me that the breakdown in the family is not having an impact on these kids' lives. It clearly is having a major impact on these kids' lives. You look at the stats. Now, somebody wrote an article, and it was a great article about these mass shooters in this country, and I'm pulling it up real quick because it's an important one that I think you'll agree with me on. The number of school shooters, and I want to make sure I get my facts right, so I'm pulling it up. 26 of the 27 deadliest mass shooters grew up in homes without a father.
Yeah.
Why do we not hear people calling for single mother control, as one person put it? We have a breakdown in the family, right? We do. We clearly have a breakdown in the family. We have no fathers that are being fathers.
Why don't we hear from people who want more young men or young men to step in as fathers and be the fathers to the children that they have? It's not just a mother issue.
Well, look, as soon as the government became the father and allowed men to be irresponsible and not be shamed by society, if you didn't take care of your kids in the past, you were a leopard in society. If you were a deadbeat in the past, you didn't take care of your kids, and you left a mom and babies high and dry, you were exiled. As soon as the government started picking up the slack, what ended up happening was pretty simple. What ended up happening is all these fathers said, I can go out and have sex, knock up somebody, as soon as I'm not happy, I get to leave, and the government will pay for their groceries so I don't look bad anymore. And the breakdown in the family is one of the reasons why we're in the situation we are in right now. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate the phone call. 1-877-381-3811. Ben Ferguson filling in for Mark Levin tonight. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
I did the math.
bought my family $500 worth of organic groceries in 1 month, paid only $200 for them. My secret weapon. ThriveMarket.com, the largest online store in the country, selling exclusively non-GMO organic groceries with guaranteed savings up to 50% off retail prices. Instead of paying $16 for your favorite almond butter at the store, pay only $11 on Thrive Market. Instead of $26 for extra virgin olive oil, pay only $15 on Thrive Market. Thrive Market has all the organic brands you love, and many